Hey everyone, and welcome to the first official episode of the Hype Check Pod. Today we're talking and we're going to go and do a little bit of a deep dive into probably one of the most controversial topics you could do. We're going to look at what's happening with Star Wars. If you're going to do a podcast and do your first episode, you may as well start with something massive, that's divisive, that people have differing opinions over the last 50 years of film, TV shows, and video games. So why not start with Star Wars? A little bit of housekeeping before we start. Again, we're a brand new podcast. So, again, your support is everything to us. So, if you'd like to subscribe, you want to rate us, you want to follow us on podcast services like Apple Podcasts or Spotify or any other podcasting services that are available, you can find us here on YouTube. Please follow us, like us, leave a comment. That's probably the most important one in regards to how we can get our content out to other people. Leave a comment, start the conversations. We were just having a little bit of a laugh off air because we've done a few trailer reactions, and some of you may have seen it if you've already subscribed to the channel. And some of the comments that came out there were awesome because it sparked a lot of interest into what we can look at in regards to how we look at films, how passionate fan bases are. So that's what we're here for. Just to have a basic conversation like you're at the pub with your mates, talking about what you've been watching. So, in that fact, Andy, my friend, what you been watching, man?
I've watched a couple of movies over the past week, starting with Anaconda. I was
Sorry.
curious. Yeah, it's Anaconda with Jack Black and Paul Rudd. And to be honest, it was perfect for the time. I just wanted to switch off, and I found it pretty amusing, to be honest. It's pretty stupid, but it's what you expect. We also saw Mighty Supreme, and yeah, interesting movie. It wasn't really my cup of tea. It's a pretty chaotic kind of movie, kind of like Uncut Gems in a way. It was good, like well made film and all that, but just didn't really hit for me. And also rewatching X-Men '97, the animated show on Disney Plus.
Nice.
Very nice.
Good choice. See, both of us react to that one. Both of us go, good choice. Well, again, I get the premise around Mighty Supreme. And again, I've seen things on the internet around Timothy's performance, and it's really awesome. Well, what
Yeah, he's
didn't really
really
hit
good.
he's really good in it. That's
Yeah,
something
yeah,
because
yeah.
again, I obviously haven't seen it. I thought it'd be interesting to see how someone I know feels about the performance because again, we've had these multiple pieces of articles released across the internet with, Downey Jr. saying he's one of the greatest ever. He's up there and he's going to be this generation's Leo or something like that. I'm like, wow, okay. So you reckon
He's
he's
awesome.
on
Yeah,
the
he's awesome.
path?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. Yeah,
Nice,
yeah,
man. Nice. That's a nice couple of
yeah.
viewings. Rich, my friend, what have you been watching, man?
Same. I watched Anaconda. It was okay. Yeah, stupid comedy. Get your mind off things kind of sense, kind of comedy.
Why does no
Good
one ever
few
tell
tip.
me anything in WhatsApp and go, hey, man, we're watching Anaconda? Why don't you just watch it as well? I'm always like a week behind.
It's good. It's actually look, it was your typical Jack Black kind of comedy kind of sense. So, but it was a good, not a reboot, recall. What could you classify that? Is this like a
I don't know. It's
homage,
just
an homage, an
yeah,
homage to the old?
yeah.
So yeah, it was stupid comedy, but I didn't mind it. Just get your mind off things and stuff like that. And lately with the wife, we've been watching where we started to rewatch the MCU. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
You're
so we
insane.
restarted.
What are you
Whoa.
up
So
to?
we're up to. So we just watched Captain America last night, First Avenger.
First
We
Avenger,
watched.
yeah.
I think we watched a double header the other day. What did we watch? Iron Man 2 and Thor in one day.
Ooh, rough. Rough
So
second movie.
yeah,
Well,
I
again,
actually don't mind Thor.
yeah,
I don't mind Thor.
I don't think
Yeah,
it's just,
watch
you
it.
see,
Look,
go.
yeah, I reckon after it depends. Look, going forward, we're probably going to do an episode with MCU. But when you look at how Thor Ragnarok and Love and Thunder is now, and you go back to the original Thor, It holds. I reckon original Thor is actually better.
We're so
a
fucking
point.
serious, eh? Like he's such a serious thespian actor, and it's like Kenneth Branagh directed it, right? So you've got a classical
Exactly.
Shakespearean director and actor doing Chris Hemsworth, the dude from Home and Away, a fellow Australian, all us Australians,
Yep.
and then you get Love and Thunder with Taika Waititi, and it's a weird movie that's. Hey, we'll talk about that in the other
Yeah.
episode. I think you've nailed it on the head. I think we do an
Exactly.
MCU and review and go back and have a look at the MCU because that's a massive topic.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my few watches for the past week.
And that's kind of good for our main topic as well, because again, I was thinking about when you were saying it then, you watched obviously Iron Man, right? And so
Mhm.
we're going to have a little bit of Favreau talk a little bit later in our main topic of discussion today because of Star Wars and where he sits in regards to the wider Star Wars modern day versions of the TV shows at least. So that's such a cut. No, that's really good. Well, I have been watching, not much. No, I took
Have
a
you
bit of
watched
your
anything?
advice. Yeah, I watched something. I made sure I watched something. So I'm 20 minutes into Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It was 2:30 in the morning. I decided I didn't need another 3 hours to watch it. But the reason it was 2:30 in the morning is I actually watched the new version of The Running Man. So that was really good. I enjoyed that.
Okay,
So
okay,
yeah,
okay.
I took a bit of your advice and I thought I'd look at The Running Man. And again, it's not my Arnold version from,
Yeah.
but again, I think this one's probably very different because the Arnold one is an Arnold vehicle with Arnie being Arnie, quips, one-liners, you know. Does it fit? And again, I haven't read the original novel by Stephen King, so I do not know. But I'm going to assume that this one done by Edgar Wright was more in line with at least the book's premise, a little bit more modernized for today. But I reckon it was, I really enjoyed it actually. I sat there and at the end
Yeah.
of it, I had a massive smile on my face. And I was like, yes, it is not Arnold Schwarzenegger's Running Man. And that's okay because it was really entertaining. So I'm actually really glad I listened to you guys and when I watched it because I really enjoyed it. And again, Edgar Wright's awesome. So again, yeah, I, I there was bits in the story that were a bit off in
Yeah.
regards to just how it is.
Yeah.
Like it was a bit too funny. Like, I mean, I
Yeah.
get it and I get the premise and I get around the character, and it was like, but it's not Ben Richards, it's Ben Richards. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was really good. I
Did you-
enjoyed it.
Did you spot the Arnold little cameo?
Yeah, on all the money.
Yeah,
Arnold,
on the money.
Arnold $100 bills, man. Like, why not? The governor, the emperor of the world. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed it, and I did actually finish Stranger Things. So I watched the end of Stranger Things for the final season. Obviously, we've had a little bit of a chat about that in our own time, so that was really good too. And again, that'll be another episode of a podcast because that discussion is going to be, divisive between us because I know certain people here didn't enjoy the end as much as others, and I'm sort of again, I really enjoyed it. It was good. It was not what I expected, and I believe it went a little long, but hey, that's me. So we'll talk about that on another episode of the Hype Check Pod, where we might dive into Stranger Things as a whole, because again, we could look at maybe season 5, or if you want to, or 4 and 5 together. I don't know, because I really want to talk about the originals, the beginning of the series, because how much of a change in regards to television series it was, and how the hype just surrounded everyone. And again, being 80s children, how realistic it was to the day. So again, I think that's a really good one. But yeah, me, Running Man. I'm not going to talk about anything else because they were children's movies. So I'm not going to talk about Descendants 1, 2, and 3 that I've watched with my daughter. But yeah, if you're a Disney fan, you know what I'm talking about. Cool. That's a good week of movies. So again, when we do what you've been watching, it's more around just what we've been looking at ourselves, and hopefully, as one of the things that we want to do with the podcast is actually force me to watch some movies, but we'll talk about that a little bit later in the episode. I've lost the Gelfie. Gelfie, come back. Gelfie, come back.
We lost him.
Where are you, man? Where'd you go? Lost the
He
Gelfie.
didn't like your view.
Seriously, man. He's more jealous of the drink. I don't know what happened there. you got to charge your laptop, my friend. That's all right. We'll keep going until he comes back. But Yeah, Rich. I'm glad you suggested Running Man. So it was really good, and I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
other recommendations from you guys because again, I
yeah.
really enjoyed it. And your
It
letterbox and
wasn't
my
bad.
letterbox is the same, and I hadn't looked at yours before I did it. So again, we both gave it 3.5 stars because it was great.
Oh,
It was in the
it was
middle.
yeah.
It was good.
It was yeah. It's definitely better than not yeah average movie, just a little bit higher than average. But the bad reviews that I read about it is pretty. I didn't see it. I
Well, they're
did not
quite
see it at
harsh,
all.
right? And again,
Yeah.
you've got a good storyteller, a good actor. The premise is a Stephen King novel. That's
Mm.
not his average type of novel. So again, yeah, I agree. I heard a lot of people go, "Oh, it's not very good," and I was like, "Oh, I don't know why," because it was actually really enjoyable. The characters were well done enough to make it. The
Mm.
movie flew. It was just enjoyable. Started it, finished. I was like, "Oh, that was really good. Really, really interesting." So, no, I'm a fan,
It was
man.
good. Good action flick. That's how I took it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, it was really well done. Oh, gotta find where Andy is. Where'd you go, Gelfie? It's a message him and go, dude, what happened, man? I know what happened. Mello unplugged the laptop. There you go. His cat ran in the background and unplugged it. Here we go. Here we go. What is he saying? My internet is
You guys,
dead.
you dropped off.
Oh, that's interesting.
Maybe he needs to refresh.
Yeah, no, this is going to rejoin. Oh, well, nothing but excitement in the Hype Check podcast. No, cool. That's just going to rejoin. All right, rejoin. I spelled it right. That was more important. But I like your take on the MCU and review. Are you doing it on purpose? Are you doing it in regards to just watching more so you get to the end of the year and go into Doomsday with everything in your head?
Yeah, we need to. I need to get my head around it for Doomsday.
I think the
His
middle's going
internet crapped out.
the middle's going to be the hardest part. Okay, that's all right. We'll give him a couple minutes. I think the middle of the MC. Oh,
Mm.
sorry, the end of I don't know. What are we up to? Phase 5, Phase 4. Phase 4 was hard.
5, I think. Yeah, I
5.
think we're 5.
Okay.
We're start of
Fi
5.
5 is hard. Okay, 4 was hard. I mean, it had a couple of gems,
4
but
was
not
hard.
many. But it's just sort of, I guess, everything changed in regards to, Jonathan Majors and not being Kang and Kang changing completely and how it affected everything else. But all right, what we might do is let's just keep going. We'll let Gelfie come back in when he gets here. But we're going to get into our main topic. The main topic of discussion today is what's happening with Star Wars. And again, I think we picked this really badly because Rich sent me a message about 2:30 this afternoon going, "Hey, guess what?" And sent me a link for the Mandalorian Grogu full trailer coming out tomorrow. And there's like, should we wait? So we may try and catch up and do a little bit of a reaction to Mando and Grogu, the actual full trailer, and not that abomination when that was the one at the Super Bowl. Because yeah, man, that's
The
hated. That's
the
hated
al
across the internet.
the alcohol ad.
Like that's it, the bourbon dad, right? Like it was Samuel Lit selling some scotch, and it happened to have some tauntauns, and Mando and Grogu just riding in the snow.
All he needed is a glass of scotch.
Yeah, exactly. But there was a funny thing, like because I was listening to a couple of things after we'd had our discussion, did our trailer reaction. That's available on the channel, obviously, and a lot of people were saying it was a homage to an Empire trailer, and I was like,
Oh,
okay. So it was actually done that way on purpose. I mean, I don't know graphically because it looked terrible. And again, the Tauntauns look worse than they did in Empire. And we've also made that statement before in our reaction to Mandalorian and Grogu, the Super Bowl mini trailer. But again, it was a couple of people saying, well, yeah, you had to be around at that point in time to understand the reference. So for today's modern day Star Wars audience, it doesn't make any sense because a lot
uh,
of them weren't
different,
born.
yeah.
And even you and me as fans, I was born in the 70s. So I know I enjoyed Star Wars because I saw it all three of the original trilogy at the cinema or at drive-in. So again, it's kind of weird. And again, maybe I'm too young to realize what was on TV, but yeah, they were saying it was very much based on an Empire short that was a commercial spot. And I was like, oh, okay, but that doesn't help the audience because the audience is not going to know that. So again, a lot of us just got really, really upset because it's like $10 million. It doesn't make any sense. It's not something that makes it look like it's going to be excellent or an awesome movie to go and see. And then the link for the trailer. So the small tease for tomorrow's trailer. So it is the 17th of February, Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. That's a lot to get out. So again, we're Tuesday night before the actual trailer actually gets released. And it's like, okay, why don't you just wait then? 10 million to put it in the Super Bowl where everyone got really aggressive and really just didn't like it or didn't understand why or why it looks so bad. Why not wait until a week later and just go? Okay, you know what's more funny? I swear I just heard Mello. I swear I just heard the cat. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it's my imagination. Okay, man. What? You are probably the biggest Star Wars fan. Hello, he's back. The internet has returned.
There we go.
We've only just started talking about Star Wars, man. So don't worry. So everyone on those podcasts, don't worry. The third wheel is back. Member number 3 has returned to us. You didn't even know. You just thought he was really quiet. We're just starting off the conversation around Star Wars. And again, Rich, maybe what I'll do is I'll go and talk to Andy. Andy, as probably the one who's the least excited about Star Wars today, how do you feel about it? What's your opinion around the whole Star Wars 2026 era of movies, TV shows? Like, what's your thoughts around it? Like, I know you're the least positive of us around it, and again, you're not the biggest fan like the other two are. So we're big fans.
Yeah.
Rich is a crazy fan, and we'll talk about that as we get into it. But man, why? Why do you feel this way about Star Wars, the greatest franchise ever made up until episode 6?
No, look, I still love Star Wars. I do. It's just, I think I'm a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of shows that are, and the whole Star Wars expanded universe. There's just so much Star Wars stuff that I'm a little bit, I feel overwhelmed, and I'm not really interested in some of these unknown characters and all that kind of thing. And to be honest, I think what happened for me was I recently watched the original trilogy, and I was really, it didn't hit the way it normally hits. And I put it down to just, there's just so much stuff that's around Star Wars. And don't get me wrong, like, you know, I know there's a lot of discord around Star Wars and since the sequel trilogy and all that kind of thing. And it's probably something I would like to revisit. I honestly, I did watch Force Awakens on the weekend. Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
Forgot to mention that as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And
that would have been important.
Might have been, yeah. Maybe we can take that again. But no, look, it was, and I was pleasantly, you know, happy, like surprised. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, especially on the 4K version. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
it has a very filmic sort of quality, which I don't think the shows have, for me. And again, there's just so many characters and new Jedis. I don't really give a shit about. I just care about the core characters, the core story, that whole thing. Like, I'm more interested in the movies and not the shows, to be honest. I could do without the shows, and I think for me, Star Wars would be a better place without any of the shows.
Okay, that's a big call. And again, not to say I disagree at all, because I guess I'm gonna save my opinion till the end. Rich, you go, because you're not the opposite. Again, we've been friends for years. I mean, all of us have. And again, I know your Star Wars fandom is great. I mean,
hey, I've got a tattoo.
Yeah, you have a tattoo. I'm pretty sure at your wedding you yelled out something to me in the middle of the crowd because you got something from Star Wars,
Yeah,
and it was
and
was
we
some-
both
and-
knew what it was.
and we both understood. So again,
Yep.
when you got
And
married-
everybody's looking at us. What are these two idiots talking about? And we're like, it's Star Wars.
and that's it, and that's the size of the fandom, right? So again, you're that other side of that diehard Star Wars fan, and I know this because of all the conversations we've had around it. Man, what are your feelings around it currently? Because I mean, as a diehard Star Wars fan, where do you feel we're doing well? What do you think's not going right? What do you reckon, man? Give us your overview of the Star Wars fandom.
Overview. So, well, yeah, we're all brought up with Star Wars, haven't we?
Mhm.
So, young kid, Star Wars is one of my favorite movies, and still is one of my favorite movies. And again, I forgot to mention that I watched The Rise of Skywalker over the weekend, and it's just to get my
I'm gonna pull up your letterbox.
my
I'm gonna check.
yeah
I'm gonna confirm.
yeah, it's on there. But yeah, it's like again, I can agree with Andy with regards to the overwhelming of the aspect. There's too much Star Wars, so the too much TV show, too much characters, all that kind of stuff. Going back to nostalgia and then bringing up stories that are bridging the gaps between movies and all that. Like I like it. I can't disagree on Star Wars. I like this Last Jedi. People will kill me just saying that, but
I'm one of those people,
it's
no.
how it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can understand Andy's point of view how everything is a bit overwhelming, and when the Mandalorian and Grogu comes out, again, we might get new characters, we might not. From that little teaser trailer, you kind of get little, nostalgic. You get the X-wings, you got an
The
R2,
X-wings to
you have
start,
to
right?
remember it's there.
X-wings, 3 of them flying. Williams score.
Exactly.
Yeah, it hit all the right feels, unlike the
hit
trailer
the
from
right
the Super
feels,
Bowl.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm one of those guys that, I lived and breathed Star Wars for a long time, and you can't say Empire is not a good movie. It's the best out of the whole saga.
Yeah.
You can't. The Force Awakens was a good requel. I don't like. I totally agree with that. The sequel, the other sequels were kind of really downhill, but I still enjoyed them. Still had Jedi's, still had Luke, still had Leia, had the whole Skywalker clan. So it was still good to me. And now when you think about it, so when we were growing up, we had episodes 4, 5, and 6. And now the generation that grew up with 1, 2, and 3 that hated it at the time, 20 years later, are now saying it's some of the best Star Wars ever, right? When you kind of think about that, it's like, well, the kids are growing up and giving them their views a different way when they first watch it, which I agree on now.
And that's a massive point, right? Because again, I know again, there's maybe a little few too many inside jokes in our podcast at the moment, but you guys will get to know us. We had that discussion when we were doing the Mandalorian Grogu trailer, right? We were doing the trailer reaction, and the thing that we talked about, and I think Andy was sort of surprised with it, was that for us at our age, we're older fans of Star Wars. It's not even as popular today as it was back when we were fans, because a lot of the people that are now fans and that have growing up with Star Wars, the prequels are actually their introductions of Star Wars, the first thing they'd ever seen. Then they go back with a parent or a friend. And that's it, right? That's the spin out around Star Wars, is that as older fans of Star Wars, the original trilogy, greatest ever. I will argue with anyone to say out of the Star Wars trilogies, it is the best. To me, that doesn't mean it's the best to someone who's 20 and has grown up on the prequels, Clone Wars, the animated series, as well as the movies, and then gone a little bit back into the originals and then had the sequels. So again, it was really interesting, the comment when Andy pulled the face of like, no, man, you got to be crazy. It's like, we're almost a dying breed of Star Wars fans, because we're at that age where our age bracket aren't around, are no longer massive in regards to that fandom, where the hype and everything. You look at Star Wars Celebration, there's people our age, yes, but the audience are a heap younger. All the people that are going there with their families are, younger families. They've got young kids
and that's
in their
fine.
20s,
That's
30s,
fine.
and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, just see its celebration, right? See the
Mm.
crowds that wanted to go see Ewan and Hayden. They were
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah, they lost their
It's
shit.
like,
Yeah,
and then you think, yeah, they lose their
and
shit,
that's
right?
awesome.
And it's like, okay,
That's awesome.
yeah, and it's crazy because when you think about it, when episode 2 and 3 came out, right?
Yeah.
There was a lot of backlash. It was
Hate.
unbelievable.
There was hate.
There was hate. There was crazy hate. Like I'm probably one of the, like, episode 3 was, I think it was a hit or miss at the time, but I really loved it. I
Revenge of the
loved the
Sith?
story. Revenge of the Sith, yeah. Like
Yeah.
at the time, it was a bit of a hit or miss, and everybody's like, well, Attack of the Clones was kind of
I
bit
liked
of-
it.
Oh, the end of
Yeah,
Attack
I
of the
liked it
Clones.
too.
The end is amazing. It's the
But the-
only time you
but
get
the-
decent
the
Jedi
whole-
battles.
Yeah, and the whole romance thing kind of threw everybody off, right?
Look, yeah, it's got its charm, but yeah.
Yeah. So that's when people went into episode 3. It was like, oh, we're going to see the same thing again, and all that kind of stuff. Like I went to midnight session and I loved it straight away.
So did
Episode
we.
3 is
me and
probably up.
Gelfie did the same. I think we went to Macquarie, Gelfie. I think we did Phantom Menace. Yeah, we did them all for Phantom Menace.
No,
I
I
think we
did. I did Phantom Menace at George Street with Cletus. Yeah,
No.
9 a.m. Yeah,
Oh no,
I must have done it with Paige.
I
I don't know if I had
Yeah.
midnight sessions back then.
Yeah,
but,
they
I
would.
remember-
they did. I did.
Yeah.
I did midnight sessions. I
I'm
remember.
going to
Yeah,
go through the
yeah, no.
archive and find out who I went to the movies with. It has to be P. P is going to be definitely one.
I'm
So,
sure we went and
yeah.
saw it
Well-
twice. Like
Yeah.
we've gone watched it a second time.
I went with Jimmy, who both of you know. So we
Mm.
even watched. Well, again, our times when we were 18, 17, 18. I was when the
Mm.
re-release came out, and I finally got to see Star Wars in the cinemas. That was pretty crazy. Didn't like the extra bits here and there, but
the George
Yeah.
Lucas
I
cut V2.
just watching it, yeah.
That's
But
another,
just
that's
watching it
another
in
thing.
cinemas.
That's another thing. Like I'd like to see the originals as they were originally released at some point.
Ooh,
I know that they're
Fingers crossed. Next
And,
year,
I did-
50th anniversary.
I did see something online about how because George went back to the editing room to add all his extra bits, he cut a lot of the original film. So it's not that easy to redistribute the original film. That's what I've heard.
There's got to be a
know.
print
I think
somewhere, some archive somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Has
there
to
were
be.
physical film rules. Someone's got to have it somewhere. What the quality
Yeah.
and what it's like, and then restoring it. Okay, that's a different story because again, that would
And there's
be
people online that are
time-consuming.
restoring
Hmm.
a 4K version of
Yeah.
that you can bootleg it. You
with
know,
a
all
better
that kind of
lightsaber
stuff.
fight. Heaps better lightsaber fight. That was
Well,
awesome.
there's AI,
The
yeah,
lightsaber
you can
fight
make your own
is
Star Wars
amazing.
movie. You can have your own Star
Yeah.
Wars universe, at home now. It's it's where we are.
A couple of
But,
clicks.
Yeah.
Dave,
Um,
sorry, Andy, go.
No, you go. I'm done.
He's going to
Oh, no, I
chat
was gonna
GPT
say-
it afterwards.
Dave, I want to hear your opinion before I go on to the whole Filoni-verse.
And this is why I know we're friends, right? Because you just read my mind. Because again, I was going to do the reason we wanted to do this episode around, again, for me anyway, is the massive dramatic change at Disney, the change in Lucasfilm itself. So again, for everyone that doesn't know, obviously Kathleen Kennedy is gone. She's no longer the president of Lucasfilm. Dave Filoni and Lewin Brennan are now splitting the co-president, and Filoni's like chief creative officer. So Filoni, the Padawan of George, is now co-president of Lucasfilm. So that's crazy, right? But then the one above it is there's massive changes in Disney's as well. So Disney's CEO, the boss, whoever, I can't remember Iger's role, but Iger is
Yeah.
leaving. So Iger is out of Disney in March this year. He came back because his previous successor ran things into the ground and wasn't happy. So Iger came back at the request of the board, which he's also the chairman of the board. So again, don't know if that's tied together at all. And again, with everything that came out of the changes, because everyone's like, Filoni's in charge. Awesome. Filoni directed a couple of the Mandalorian and Grogu episodes, and they're not the best. But I hope that they sort of sit back and, again, I agree with both of you. The take in regards to TV shows, and again, let me bring this up because this makes me laugh, right? We were looking offline before we got together and started the actual podcast. I'm going to go through the list of TV shows, including animated and the movies. And this is what made me laugh at the comment that Andy made at the beginning was there's so much. Okay, so we're going to go in chronological order. The Acolyte, Tales of the Jedi, assorted episodes, so not all of them. Then we got episode 1, Phantom Menace. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Then we've got the Clone Wars. And then before that, but chronologically different, is the Clone Wars movie. Then we got episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Then we got the TV show The Bad Batch, Tales of the Empire, so another animated one. Then we've got Solo, a Star Wars story, something that should never have been done. Or I'll take the Lord Miller one. Even though I don't really know how I feel about Project Hail Mary, I will have a look at the Lord Miller Solo movie. Then we got, chronologically, once again, Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show. Then we got Star Wars Rebels, Andor, Rogue One, a Star Wars story, Episode 4, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Skeleton Crew, Mandalorian Seasons 1 and 2, The Book of Boba Fett, hold on, there's more, The Mandalorian Season 3, Ahsoka, Star Wars Resistance, Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Resistance Season 2, and I believe Rise of Skywalker is the last one, if I am correct. Oh, no, and then Star Wars Visions, so another animated one, but that one was crazy good. I enjoyed Visions. That was good.
You still have to add the games into that.
And so Jedi Academy, the Obi-Wan original game, the original Battlefront 2, the remake Battlefront 2. What else we got? We've got Jedi Fallen Order. We've got Force Unleashed 2. We've got Pod Racer. We've got so many things. So there's so much to take in, and again, for us as people that enjoy film, TV shows, and video games, I reckon with you, Rich, you're the same as me. You've seen almost all these. I admit,
almost.
I haven't seen all of the Skeleton Crew. Haven't watched it. Didn't watch much of Bad Batch, and didn't watch heap of Resistance. And may have fallen asleep, and I know I'm going to upset Star Wars fans, as I may have fallen asleep in some of Rebels and not all of the Clone Wars. Yep, and everyone's going to pull their face. What do you mean? I know who Ezra is, man. That's all I need to know. And Kanan's blind. Got it. I understand the premise. And now I've seen Ahsoka. And again, for everyone, I should have done this at the beginning. Should have done this at the very beginning. Sorry, this is going to be spoiler heavy. We're going to talk about things and stuff. And again, if you're a Star Wars fan and you don't know what we're talking about, I'm sorry, I'm going to spoil stuff. But it's got so many. Maul, come back. Maul, the TV series for Maul that comes out, in April? I'm hanging. That looks so good. It's only 2 months away. Good. So,
isn't he dead?
No, he came back together. He used the Force. He is dead. Obi-Wan got him in the end, but there's another series, and he's got a brother. His brother's not the same color.
Darth Maul has a brother?
He has a brother, man.
This is what I mean, though. It's just too much for me.
Wait,
Dathomir is a place. It's the expanded universe, right?
Does he have an uncle?
Expanded universe.
You've played Fallen Order, so you've been to Dathomir. You know what we're talking about. Yeah. You've seen some witches. You've been there.
These are witches.
You have been there in that game. Yeah. I am.
But again, Andy, you haven't delved into the whole Clone Wars story and all that kind of stuff.
And the Clone Wars has great
stories.
Elements of stories, right? And
yes, so I have seen that some of the animation is awesome, but of Clone Wars, the original series, the animation is awesome. But I never watched it from beginning to end. I just watched random episodes.
But that's it. If you watch the highlight or the ones that are most important, they are ones that are so crucial to the actual overarching story of Star Wars, and it is really good. There is a lot of movies, and again, for me, I went and saw it at the movies as a kid with my dad. Those were the movies that I went to see. Those and the original Superman the movie, Donna's one. Those were the ones I went and saw at the cinema. I grew up on it. The first VHS tape that I owned was Star Wars. The second one was the animated Lord of the Rings. those are the two that were worn out in our VHS player because those were the ones that I loved. You know, I knew the lines. And then when I talked to Rich and I talked to another one of our mates, Smalls, like, you know, their knowledge and depth, because they've kept going with it, is incredible. And so again, I agree with you two. I think the more I just embrace, I'm not going to say Phantom Menace. I can't go fully for Phantom Menace. Attack of the Clones had some amazing parts in it that really made it a little bit more exciting. Revenge of the Sith is one of my other favorites. I don't talk about it because that's the one that gets the hate as well. Maybe not as much as Attack of the Clones, but the older ones I do love. So the prequel, original trilogy, awesome. Some of the anime stuff, love. I loved Rogue One. Rogue One was a great one. It was a well done film. Also, the 2 seasons of Andor that, you know, followed that are in the timeline just before it, they were amazing. Like, they were so well done because they were those grounded Star Wars stories, but they were still contained. And again, it's funny because it's what, you know, the one line of the original crawl.
Yeah, one line.
Rebel spies stolen the plans to the ultimate weapon, the Death Star. And that's become 2 TV series and a movie that were all good. And again, really
I'll admit I did watch Andor, Dave. I did watch Andor, season 1 and 2.
And Andor was good. And again,
I did like it. It's more like because it was more grounded, like you said. And it felt like a lived-in world, and it looked a lot more. I don't know. It didn't.
You can say realistic, even though it's a story about space. It's far away.
No, it was good. It was just really well done. So sorry, I have watched some of the shows, but not all. Like nowhere near. Maybe 30%
as many as there are.
List that you gave it. Yeah. Out of a list that you said, maybe 30%. You know. So
and that's it. And I get that. I call myself a fan. Am I a diehard? No. Do I watch every interview from Celebration every time it happens, no matter where it is, no matter what time it is? Yeah. Rich will send me a message going, "Did you see this one?" It's like, crap, I didn't see that one. Or when they were doing, who does Maul? He was Star Killer.
Sam Witwer.
Whitwer, not Warrington. We're not talking about Avatar. We're talking about Star Wars. Like, that guy's knowledge of Star Wars and characters. Like, I'm glad they gave him a TV series. And again, yes, it's Maul. Okay, cool. Yes, Andy, he died. Cut him in half in the 4th movie. That's actually the 1st.
Yeah, and he has a brother. That's so weird to me. He has a fucking brother. Does he have a sister as well? How many are there? Sisters. How many Mauls are there?
Well, they do have night sisters, yes.
I don't know.
Whitwer's going to do good. Like, that's going to be a good series to watch. And I think Maul's going to be really good. Even though, did I want a Maul series? No. Am I glad they gave Whitwer one? Yeah, because I would rather them give him a Star Killer, either movie or TV show. I know it'll never happen. Rich is like, no, never going to happen. They should. I don't know how he fits Star Killer in. I mean, he's this secret apprentice of Darth Vader, but hey, and he's a clone too, right? He's a clone in the second one, right? Or is he a clone in the first one?
Yeah.
I can't remember. And there's a lot of Jedi around there that no one knows. But again, that would be cool. Like, even if they went and did a side project after Maul with a Star Killer, maybe animated show, 6 to 10 episodes, Star Killer. For those that haven't played the game, and again, the game was hard. I chucked it on last year. It was really hard to play because it's so old, right? And playing Jedi Fallen Order, you're used to a modern day Jedi game, which is so good. But yeah, hey, I'm still loving them. I enjoy them. I will still go and watch them all. Have I watched everything as it's come out? Yeah. Have I stayed on it? Maybe not. I watched all the Acolytes. So again, you got to call me a Star Wars fan, right? If I went through the whole series of the Acolyte, I watched it. And to certain points of it, I liked the intrigue of the Jedi Order. Did I agree with the witches that can outdo the Force? No. But did I enjoy the actual elements of the corruption of the Jedi Order? Was not in Phantom Menace. It was years before. And Yoda being there, covering up what happened to these twins, to this story. It's like the Acolyte
What
had
the
parts.
fuck? What?
Oh yeah, Andy.
The Acolyte is good in parts. Again, they killed Trinity in
Parts,
the
yeah.
first episode, so I'm not impressed. Trinity shouldn't die. When I saw the trailer and Trinity was there, and I was like, holy shit. And then she's dead. Again, spoilers. I am so sorry if you haven't watched The Acolyte. Trinity dies. That's not her name, but it is her name to me. And it's like, okay. And then there's this weird story around it with characters, but it showed a lot of the actual original corruption of they say it's in the High Republic era. I don't know if I agree with the timeline, but again, it was a good thing to show that even before Phantom Menace and Sidious and everything, there was already corruption within the Jedi Order if it was just starting to brew. So that was good. Everything else, weird as shit. I don't know. I mean, half rando, half naked. Hey?
Does it fit with the like? This is what I mean. Like, does it fit with the story?
No, it's more of a background, like before everything happened. So it gives you kind of like a little bit of a story of how things started to happen. But again, there's story elements like, oh, there was, in certain parts, I think in the Phantom Menaces, there says there's no Sith for like thousands of years, but for some reason it's in this TV show. So stuff like that.
They don't really call them Sith, right? They
Sith,
don't. They don't call it a
it.
Sith. They don't mention it, but obviously they've got bled kyber crystals. So again, they have red lightsabers. Like it has parts, but again, the main part, the big takeaway for me was the Jedi were already not seeing things, which made it easier for Sidious to hide what he was doing through Phantom Menace and up until Revenge of the Sith, because they were already blind and not using the Force the right way. Again, that's my take on it, that they were already started to be a little bit higher than thou. The Jedi, you don't know what they are in between. As you get into Phantom Menace, they're calling them peacekeepers. But that's not what the Force is. And is that because of the Republic and how they've been positioned, or how they've been funneled into a role within the Republic, well, the old Republic? So yeah, it was interesting. So again, I watched it for what it was. Again, I watched Obi-Wan and I'm really confused if they do a second season. I much prefer the movie if it was going to happen, but I agree with you, take Rich on Hayden and the fact that there's so much love for him, considering how much hate he received. Like, the dude stopped acting, man. He did Looper and then stopped.
Yeah.
That was not many movies after that, and the guy has come back.
So he got copped. He copped the hate. It's like Jake Lloyd, right, from episode 1, the little kid.
Yeah,
he copped a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and Jar Jar, what's his name? Ahmed Best.
Ahmed Best.
He copped it.
But then he came back in Mandalorian and it was like, was it Mandalorian? Yeah, the flashback on Order. So so it's kind of strange, or not kind of strange. You kind of understand how Star Wars, the original trilogy, was, and everybody loved it. 50 years later, next year, people still love it. But the prequels got so much hate. But that love of the prequels is coming back, and it has been for, I think you hear about it the last 5 years. Like when it gets to the anniversaries, that people love it again. It's like you're a kid, you didn't like stuff, and then we were what in our early 20s, so you were comparing it to the original trilogy. So at the same time,
I wasn't in my early 20s. Pretty sure it was
so
like...
it was quite so it's stuff like that. So, and now you think about it, like I'm in my mid 40s and I love every kind of Star Wars that is, and you can't put it down for me at all. Like Last Jedi has so much hate out there that I could see the good in it. In other words, like I could see the stories. The only thing I do get about is the whole Mary Poppins and Leia stuff. But yeah, that's a whole different story.
But do you remember when we walked out of the cinema and we were confused? Like, we were confused. We sat there and we were like,
I hate it. My eyes were just...
I enjoyed Force Awakens. I'm with you guys. I thought The Force Awakens was a nice retelling of maybe episode 4, and again, could they have made changes? Yes, but they didn't, so it is what it is, right? But
The Death
I
Star is a
think
lot cooler in Force Awakens. It's literal
it's a
Death
lot,
Star.
it's a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
yeah,
Starkiller base.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's it. Like,
But
it
yeah,
was,
then yeah.
it's changes, and that's what I really like. You were saying, Rich, as well. I'm in full agreement with, even for me as a fan, that I didn't like the prequels. I was like, I liked elements. I loved Yoda moving, fighting Dooku.
Mm.
Like, that was something I never thought I would ever see, is Yoda younger fighting his old Padawan, and the fluidity of his movement and how he is saber style. And this is why he is the master that he is, because he's a beast, 3-foot beast. But yeah, I'm the same. I've sort of gone back, and do I watch them frequently? Maybe once a year, or go back and at least watch the prequels just to sort of do it. And my opinion on it has changed. Is the love story bad? Yeah. But they
Yeah.
would give it. George isn't a actor's director, right? He's a creative. He's created a story, the visual effects, the world, the galaxy around it all. Does he write good dialogue? No. And everyone can argue that George writes good dialogue. Star Wars was cheesy but cool. Kasdan came in and went, "Whoa, George, hold on. I know you're really burnt out. Let's just change this line." And again, Harrison, I know. George didn't write that. Harrison just ad-libbed and made a line that's more famous than half the movies half the time. But it was, again, like the prequel trilogy obviously were just George. George had it sounds slack when I say no leash, because that's not what I mean. But George had full creative control, full CGI movies. He did what he wanted to do. Like, you look at some of the acting and you say it's wooden. Well, everything's blue screen. Nothing's real. They are on what we now look at as something like the volume, right? They're sitting on a massive sound stage. Not everything was practical. They weren't looking at other actors in certain elements and parts of the film. They're looking at and just being amazing actors by pretending something's there, right? So that's why it's so different. But again, my feelings around them completely changed. Like, I do embrace them as good Star Wars movies, because now I can hate the sequel trilogy, because that craps me. I hate them. I don't hate them.
But
Again, that's strong, right? It's too strong a word.
Imagine 20 years time, we talk about the
I
sequels.
love it.
as, oh, they're all right.
Luke should have always been floating on a rock and then disappear. Come on.
So,
I
really,
think certain
after
things should
watching-
change. Sorry, go Andy.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say, after watching Force Awakens, I'm willing to rewatch. I've only seen Last Jedi once, and that was when we watched it at.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I've
hated
seen
it.
it. I've seen it at
I've
least
watched
10
it plenty
times,
of
man.
times.
I've seen it 10 times at least. I admit it, even if I didn't enjoy it as much.
So
Okay.
I'm a little bit
I
more
reckon
interested
that's
in
something we do.
rewatching it
Yeah.
because, I really like Force Awakens, the way they sort of brought the old Star Wars back with the old, with all the wreckage of the Empire,
and the Death Star and all the
scattered everywhere,
Imperials. Yeah.
all the shit everywhere. It looked awesome. Like, it really looked awesome. I think they really nailed the look. I liked Rey as a character at that point. And then
We haven't even talked about Rey. I'm sorry, Andy. We haven't even talked about it. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
I think she was really good. I remember feeling like she was a really good character at the time when after the movie had finished. After a while, after rewatching Force Awakens, I just thought, it's the same movie as the original Star Wars, blah blah blah. But I did like that character. I thought she was interesting. I thought there's a mysterious background. And I just remember after watching Last Jedi, they just threw that all out the window. To me,
Can I ask you a question
again,
as a fan? Can I ask you a question? Is it because I'm going to throw it out there? Is it because Luke was weird? Did the Luke element
He's a weird ass
of
as
the
well.
movies did
He was
that
weird.
change? Like, me as a fan of the originals, when I saw Luke and the way they created his character to be now, like, I didn't like it, because I was so, that's not Luke Skywalker to me. And what would make him be and turn that way? And they never really explain. Yes, Ben turned. Okay. but that wouldn't make him go be a recluse and lie on an island and not be involved and detach himself from the Force, right? Like that's Luke Skywalker, whose entire life turned when, he got a couple of droids and the adventure happened. And it was like, so do you reckon that was where it turned for you in The Last Jedi because of how they did the character, or just in general, it wasn't? Again, you've only seen it once. I guess it's a hard question to answer.
I remember. Well, it is, but I remember specific points. Like I remember him just being a dick throughout the whole movie, and I remember him just being a little bit, just I don't know. He just wasn't. I don't know. You're right.
He wasn't a
was
hero,
weird.
right? Yeah, it wasn't a
Yeah.
hero character that
And maybe that's
30
the
years of fandom says he is. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe that was the point. I don't know, but I just didn't. I didn't click with that whole storyline, and I thought they just completely ruined Rey's character by making her so overpowered and all that kind of stuff. Just cause. Whereas the Force Awakens kind of set something up, which really was interesting. I had sympathy for the character and everything. I wanted to know more, and then by the time the last movie comes around, they just throw in she's the Emperor's granddaughter, and I was like, come on. It's just I don't know.
I got another question, but this one's for Rich. The redemption of Ben Solo. Do you buy it?
I got a hot take.
Okay, do
So
it.
I just watched The Rise of Skywalker, so this is all fresh. in
Oh,
my
that's
memory.
cheating, man. You can't do that.
So you kind of had the views of Rey being a Palpatine of her fight. Like there was a lot of breakdowns when the first sequels came out, and it was her fighting style.
Should have
right?
been a Kenobi. I agree.
But her fighting style was similar to Palpatine. So the theories came out that she was a Palpatine, blah, 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 blah. So I think they just went with that. For the redemption part, I reckon it would have been great if Rey flipped.
Yes.
Went to the dark side.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a mad
So
take.
Yeah.
if she flipped to the dark side, and then Ben Solo realized and came to the light because obviously his mother just died, passed away, to and saw his dad and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He killed his dad.
Yeah, he was evil at that point, man.
But
It's all right.
that was it was kind of evil at that point. You don't know, like again, him with the Knights of Ren, you don't know how many they killed, what
There's
the
a missed
story is
opportunity.
between.
Sorry.
Yeah. So
that whole thing, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. So there's a lot of storytelling you can do around that. But I think
I like your
mind
take more
when I
than
started-
anything. I love that take. That's a
She
fantastic
saw herself.
take. Yeah.
She saw herself as a Sith.
Yeah.
She saw the future as a Sith. Everything as a Sith. If she turned and left that end of that movie as a Sith, and Ben Solo is still alive,
And
imagine
it's gone
the
return to the
reactions.
light. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I would
Imagine
be
the
less
reactions.
offended. Yeah, I would be less offended at Ben's turn back.
Because
And
then
yeah.
you think about Luke's training, all that kind of stuff, Yoda's training, all that talking is that then you would say the dark side is too much in her, right? She has her blood has dark side.
Yeah.
Which is the opposite.
The
to what
midi-chlorians on her are dark.
Yeah. Where the opposites to Anakin and his rise and fall,
Yeah.
where he was seduced, he wasn't actually part of the Sith.
Yeah.
So I find that the
Dude,
Skywalker genes.
I'm gonna call
legacy.
Filoni, man. I'm gonna get you a job. Yeah. Hey, dude. Have you heard this one? This one's a mad one. That's a
I'm sure it's
mad-
out there. I'm sure.
No, I prefer
I'm
that
sure
you
it's
came up
out
with
there.
it, man. I much prefer that it's your idea. No, we were here
But
when the idea was born. No, that's an awesome one because I'm glad I asked you the question too, because again, I don't like the turn back. I don't like that she is a Skywalker by name. Like again, I think they could have done so much more on that. That is an awesome take. And again, Ben coming back to the light because Rey turned and he couldn't save her. The whole point of him turning back to the light and couldn't save
And
her. But she
also-
actually turned. Yeah.
You have to have balance. That's
Yeah.
the whole point of the Force.
Yeah.
You have to have balance.
Oh,
So
man.
if she went to the dark side, there had to be someone in the light.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, do you
But
reckon
yeah,
that would have been
I
the Ray
guess it's-
movie? Do you reckon the Ray movie would even be something like that?
I'm just thinking about the whole. Remember that whole Kylo Ren movie they were going to bring out with what was it? What was the director? And Adam Driver was trying to push out, and Kathleen Kennedy said, "Nah, you're not going to do that." You haven't heard about that? Research on it. There
So
was a
Marigold's
script made-
doing the High Republic one, right?
Yeah, no. This was something totally separate. So Adam Driver had a script for a standalone Kylo Ren movie, and I forgot who the director was attached to it. He had a director who wanted to be with it, and Kathleen Kennedy said no.
But
Let me
Ryan,
see
have
if I can
have
quickly-
another trilogy because you didn't butcher enough of one movie. Yeah, I'm sorry. Wow. If you find it, let me know. That's mad. No, that's a crazy take on
Yeah.
it. But even the
Steven Soderbergh was attached or was being named as the director.
Palpatine's
That's
11.
enough Star Wars.
There you go. Palpatine's 12.
Yeah, I'll
Anakin's
send
8.
you a-
There you go. I got all the puns for his movies. Did anyone's ever remember?
let me just send you a link to our Reddit.
Okay, send that my way, man, because that is awesome. All right, Gelvik, question for you in regards to your takes on Star Wars. Now, again, this is probably another weird one for you. If we watched, let's push it because again, Rich has already watched Rise of Skywalker. If we watch Rise of Skywalker next week, just as the three of us watching a movie, do you reckon your take would be similar to Force Awakens? Because you talked a lot and focused a lot on the Last Jedi, and again, that's probably the most hated Star Wars movie. Rise of Skywalker, everyone just went, "Oh, we've given up, but JJ's back, so yeah, whatever, cool." But
Yeah, it was a safe for everyone finale. You know,
mm,
that's what it felt like. With big
So if we
grand
watch-
finale
yeah.
explosions and all that kind of stuff.
Explosion. The
Again, I've only
Force-
seen that once. Yeah, I've only seen that once.
dude, we gotta watch
It
it
was-
again.
It was too much like Return of the Jedi, so
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, let's kill the bases. Yeah,
It,
huh.
it
Yeah.
didn't seem to be a plan for the sequel trilogy. Like it just seemed pretty. It was
Yeah.
a little bit.
that's it.
I agree. It looks like they had some outline, and all right, go do the story where we're filming it.
But even though
Yeah.
they were sidetracked, and again, they had George's original ideas. And again, okay, you don't have to take everything that George does as gospel for Star Wars. I get that because a lot of the novelizations were, through Hamada and everyone else going, oh yeah, whatever. Yes, we'll approve that one. Whatever. The expanded universe, what it is now, had so many good side characters and stories. It made it actually more interesting to branch it out. But they weren't all George's, so we know that. But do you reckon if they did and followed at least the draft of George's idea, you reckon it would have made a difference for the sequel trilogy?
I don't know. I don't know what his outline was going to be. You guys would know more than I do.
Well, yeah, I don't think they actually described it. I think he had an outline, and Disney just shelved it. They said, no, we're not using that.
I could just went,
Pretty
nah,
much.
man. $7 billion
Fucking George.
later, man. No, George,
Yeah.
you're done. Thank you. $7 billion. We're
Yeah,
gonna make
George.
$1 billion
Yeah.
every movie, except for Solo. Except for everything else. All right. No, that's a really good take. Okay. With the games, do you reckon there's going to be the Jedi series episode, like the third installment?
The third
Do you think
one,
it's coming out?
it should be.
But it's rumored, right? And again, I don't know what happens with Zempella. I guess he was more DICE now, so it didn't really matter in regards to the game production of Respawn. But I saw a fake art, or okay, we're gonna call it leaked art. I don't know if it was for the third title, and supposedly it's coming 27. So that would be interesting to see as a little bit of an extension. Do you reckon Cal Kestis is going to be in a Star Wars film or TV show?
He should.
Yeah, you reckon?
You're talking about the main
That's
character from the
the
game, right?
protagonist from
Yeah.
the Jedi series, the Respawn ones.
Okay.
I liked him. I liked the character, and he should have been,
Yeah, same.
the Joker. Just saying, more Joker in him.
Hey, if it comes out, at least something animated, right? So
Well, yeah, like
He's-
even that, like that
his
was good.
his characters,
They own
in
the
there,
asset.
so-
They've got the assets already. It's in the video game, so why not turn it into
Exactly.
into an actual at least animated series? Okay. What other questions do I have for you in regards to it? I guess the last one's obviously we've discussed how we felt about the Mandalorian and Grogu, and again, Rich and I have seen all of the series 1, 2, and 3, and Book of Boba Fett. Andy, you only watched one, right? One and 2 for Mandalorian.
I think so. Yeah, and I don't remember it that well.
Okay.
Hey,
I
you
didn't.
did see, you did see Luke Skywalker come back.
Well, you did, because that was everyone on the
Yeah.
internet. Because that was the best
Yeah.
part. Even though the faces were
Yeah.
dumb, everyone pulled weird faces.
Yeah.
An X-wing class fighter.
Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, spoilers. Luke's back. Luke's in Mando. Rich, do you reckon he's going to be in
But-
Mandalorian Grogu? Do you reckon there's going to be scenes with him and Ahsoka?
Mm,
You reckon Ahsoka's going to be in there too? Oh, it's the Filoni-verse, right? So Ahsoka will.
It's a Filoni-verse, but the whole
Ahsoka
story
has to.
is
Oh wait, where's Ahsoka?
wait.
She can't.
She can't. She's in a different. Oh, but it depends on timelines.
Down in
We don't know the
time frame,
timelines.
right?
But the
'Cause,
whole thing
yeah.
is, isn't there a whole strategy to the whole TV shows?
I don't know. It's supposed to have it all in the Mandoverse, right? So isn't this the
Yeah, so it's
culmination
a-
of it?
it's a-
So maybe.
No, they supposedly is. This is the end of Mando and Grogu, right? Ahsoka season 2 still coming out, and there's still, I think, what's the other show? I think they're bringing out one more, and they're going to all combine them in one movie at the
I
end.
thought this was it. Wasn't this it?
No,
Oh, okay. Okay, I take
no,
it back.
because it's still Ahsoka season 2. Andy, you don't know who Ahsoka is, do you?
No, who's that? Is she a Jedi
Ahsoka's cool.
or is it Sith?
And
Is she a
one
Jedi?
of the-
That's the question, Rich. Is she a Jedi?
Yeah.
What is she?
She's better. I reckon she's better than a Jedi. She understands it more. She's
So
like there
she's-
with Qui-Gon, man.
Yeah, so she's a Jedi, but not. But she is one of the probably
That's
best
the other thing.
Jedi
That's the other
characters.
thing. No. This is the other thing.
Go.
The shows that I've, some of the shows I've seen, they've got these characters that aren't quite Jedi's. They're not quite Siths. There's something in between. I don't fucking
Yeah.
understand what that
Ahsoka
means.
was. She
I don't
was.
really
a
don't-
Jedi.
Was.
Okay.
We got to
Okay,
watch
alright.
all 7 seasons of the Clone
Yeah,
Wars to explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunately, you have to watch Attack of the Clones and watch
Actually,
all the Clone Wars.
No, just watch
Yeah.
the last 2 episodes of Clone Wars. That's all you need. You'll get it in a heartbeat.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and
Then you have to. Then the whole Rebels.
You
yeah,
see?
okay. And
Yeah,
then
see?
Ahsoka, and then watch the Ahsoka series. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's
Yep.
only 40 episodes, man.
give
It's
you-
not much.
I'll give you a
40.
30-second rundown. A 30-second rundown. Ahsoka was a apprentice of Anakin Skywalker during the Clone Wars.
Okay.
During the season, she grew up, became similar to Anakin, was pretty good, was pretty strong with the Force, and something happened and they betrayed her. So she was accused of something she didn't, and because of that, she lost faith in the Jedi. So she quit and left the Jedi Council, everything. And then you pick up on her life a few years later, before Episode 4, and she's like what would you say? What's fulcrum? It's kind of I forgot the word. Spy? Maybe
Yeah, maybe.
something like that.
Yeah.
So she was trained as a Jedi, and then her whole story is that she never became a Jedi, so she is trained as a Jedi. So she knows how to train people with the Force, but she's not a specific Jedi.
Sorry, forgive me. That was a cough.
There was a whole hoo-ha about if she's a great Jedi and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't exist, to be honest. I don't know. I've never read up on that properly, but she's a Force user. If you're a Force
She
user,
has the coolest lightsabers. Sabers.
yep, 2 of them.
2 of them.
And then it comes into the Mandoverse where she's back again and given some guidance and stuff and all this kind of stuff. So she's great. She's a great character. If you have like months to go through it, I would say watch the whole thing. It's awesome.
I'm gonna find episodes, man. I'm gonna scour the internet and find the most important Ahsoka episodes, because there are really good ones, and a couple of her story arcs, especially. I'm gonna spoil a little bit without spoiling. With Vader, they're mad. They're so good. Like they're
so good.
There's such actual really good stories about Anakin's Padawan, right? And even though she's left the Jedi Order, they're amazing. Like that's some of the best ones, especially. And Rebels, yes. The Ahsoka series could have been better. I reckon it could have been a lot more, but I think they did what they could do, because they had to. They tied it back to Rebels, right? And they brought back an important character in Rebels. Again, everyone else knows. Andy doesn't, but everyone else does. Who appears at the end, because Andy's just going, "What is Rebels?" But yeah, even that, it's like, but he looked like Ezra. I'm just going to throw it out. He looked like Ezra. He was good.
And also in I think Ahsoka and Rebels also pointed out, it's like one of the questions, Andy, is that who knows that Anakin was Vader? Because Anakin is supposedly died during Order 66.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it also dives into that kind of period of what's happened after
especially
the whole episode 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's interesting.
Yeah.
Because that's why the whole Skywalker name is remember how it's at, what was it? Does it say in The Force Awakens how Jedi is a myth, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
So
well, even with Rogue One, right? And the wills and yeah.
It's a lot of story to cover.
Yeah. There is a lot of story.
I did like Rogue One.
Rogue One was awesome. Rogue One was fantastic.
Yeah.
I've
seen that a few times.
Well, because it was like a war movie, right? It wasn't like your average everyday Star Wars. It was a war movie, a spy thriller. It was very much different from the Jedis in space. It was very grounded. I think you mentioned grounded at the beginning, and it was the story was
a bit more connected as well. It didn't feel like such a...
Well, it gave you the history of the Death Star, right? It gave you the history of why they needed Kyber, and again, Galen Erso, and what Galen's is. And again, if you do read some of the novelization, the Rogue One book, again, one of the few books I've ever read in regards to Star Wars, is actually really good, because it gives you a little bit more in depth into Galen's relationship with the Empire prior to where we start in regards to Rogue One. So yeah, that was really good. Oh, what was the other book? What was the other novel, Rich? Oh,
so Galen is Mads Mikkelsen character, yeah?
Yes. That's what you need. Yeah.
Mads.
Good
old Mads.
What are you talking about? Sweet.
The man that left the hole in the Death Star, man. On purpose.
So where does Star Wars go
just for
from
you,
here?
Stardust. Just for you, Stardust. What was it?
Where does Star Wars?
Starlight? What's her name?
It was Stardust.
It was Stardust.
Stardust. But where does Star Wars go from here? I cannot go
like
anywhere, really.
What's coming up with movies and all that? Because I don't know. Because
Mando's
Mando.
Yeah, so Mando's. I know it's cheesy. I think it's May the 4th. So I think Mando's definitely May. Wasn't it 4th or 25th or something? Yeah, May this
something
year,
like
and then Starfighter.
No, 22nd. I think it's 22nd. I think.
And then May 2027 is the Ryan Gosling one that may also look like Project Hail Mary. So who knows? So Star Wars Starfighter. So he's made 2 space movies that may look very similar, but supposedly, again, people are saying that Starfighter is going to be really good. I don't know. I'm not there on set.
We don't know.
Don't know.
So no
Jedi. I suppose that was the rumor. It's just another grounded type of movie.
Just I reckon it's got a good premise, like what we've heard. So there'll be. I think it's next year. It's end of next year or next May. I can't remember.
Yeah, next year. It's May 2027. I don't know the date, but I was reading it before. It was definitely May 2027, because I freaked out. I was like, oh wow. But they've already wrapped as well, so it's just editing now. So they're already into the editing stage of the movie. So that's really cool. No, man,
But from here, from here, you've got the Rey movie, who they've kind of paused at the moment, and then you got what else you have? You have the one that's 10,000 years before
Oh, the High
before
Republic
episode
one.
1, the High Republic one,
That
which
would
should
be
be interesting.
awesome.
I reckon
That would be
that should be
great.
totally different.
So that would be interesting because I think it'd be hard to capitalize on Star Wars with so much baggage with the Skywalkers and all that kind of thing, and maybe just do a completely different story in regards to Star Wars that's not related to the Skywalkers directly.
Well, this
I
will
don't
be
know.
before the Rule of Two. This will be like the Sith are not dominant, but there's the Rule of Two
They're
doesn't
everywhere.
exist in the High Republic. Like it's like
So I don't know anything about that, but that sounds interesting.
and that's
to me.
what'll be a
I'd
really
go-
good
I'd-
one. Is
I'd
that
go
is
watch
that Mangold's one? Is he doing the High Republic one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
But I prefer to
So-
watch that as a,
so it's gonna
as a
look like
movie, not a
Wolverine.
show.
Sorry, Logan. It's gonna look like Logan, not Wolverine. It's gonna look like Logan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be good as a movie series.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'll send you
Not a show.
I'll send you some links of actually the videos of Knights of the Old Republic, and those
Isn't that a
intros
game?
are unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of what that era is, and you watch
Okay,
these, and it's you could see where they can get to.
And that'll
And
beat
where does
the,
that originate
the-
from? Is that like pre-Disney? Like that whole concept of
Yeah.
this era of Star Wars? Is that pre-Disney?
It is pre-Disney. It is like the storyline. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the expanded universe. they
Expanded
say?
universe
Yeah.
story, yeah. But also you can
Pre-Disney.
almost throw it back
Yeah,
to well, you throw it back to almost Knights of the Old Republic as a reference point to it, because again, it's they're Sith, there are Jedi. It is way before the original trilogy and the prequel sagas. So again, it's it does look but that would be really good. I'm actually more excited about that because again, like you said, it would be good to have that different period, remove the Skywalker from it in regards to how the movie flows and characters, and create something brand new. And again, this is probably a green light for Filoni to do something like that, right? Like get out of the shadow of George, like, you know, become the master. I guess George and Filoni are like Sid. They're not really Jedi. You know, Filoni's killed George and now he's, you know, the master. And hopefully they can go and
Or why
Yeah, 'cause
doesn't he
I-
bring George back?
there's too much baggage with it. I don't know. Like maybe
You
it's a
reckon?
consultant. Maybe a consultant. Because again,
No,
I
like
think
give
with
him a
George,
movie to direct, write and direct.
I don't know.
No?
It depends on the story, right? Because what if George was so upset with Disney's handling of his franchise, came back, so let's just pretend the sequel trilogy didn't happen and we'll do mine. And you
Yeah.
sit there and go, oh, what? You know, and you can't do Carrie Fisher, so obviously it's going to be all CG, so she's going to be Tarkin the whole way through it
Yeah.
with no eyes and no soul. So that's really hard. I mean, I could get a daughter to do it, right? I mean, they don't look the same, but
Yeah.
you could go for it because she would be fine
Look,
in it. Even though she's been in
yeah, she
other
looks
ones,
similar.
it's all right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
who knows? But again, I don't know what the fan base would go with George in regards to it, because not everyone wanted his story in the first place. So it's more like, I don't know, maybe, or maybe a not a TV series, but maybe an animated. I mean, they killed it with Clone Wars, the two of them. So, you know,
Oh yeah.
like that was probably the greatest Star Wars story out of besides the trilogy, the original trilogy, because there was a depth to it. Like there was an actual story, and not all of it was great. Some was fluff and filler, and you know, like any series. But again, it was at least a deeper dive into the lore, which you didn't get in the actual movies. Because again, I was watching something the other day, and I was reading The Crawl because I was watching a couple of reviews, people doing like this, having a little bit of a revisit, and they were looking at The Crawl for Attack of the Clones. And you look at A New Hope and you read The Crawl. Very simple, to the point, good, bad, here's where we are, this is why. Then you look at Attack of the Clones, and the crawl's just all over the place. Like, you know, it doesn't make as much sense. So I like, no, you read it, have a read of it and just go, the first three, the crawl made
Well,
sense.
they introduced Count Dooku.
but it introduced, but you don't see Dooku for an hour and a half. You don't see Dooku.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
my understanding is you don't see Count Dooku, even though he's in the crawl for Attack of the Clones, for an hour and 27 minutes or something ridiculous like that. Like you don't see the main villain of this particular episode until, sorry, if it's 120, it's 50 minutes before the end of the movie, because Attack of the Clones is like 2 hours and 27 minutes long. It's long as.
Yep.
It's a long movie. But in the original trilogy, in A New Hope, sorry, I was just going to say Star Wars, Princess Leia, Death Star, secret plans, rebels, Empire. That's it. And it tells you the whole premise and just goes, here's the main character, Princess Leia. You're going to see her in the next 2 minutes of the movie, and you're introduced to the character in the crawl, and here we go. Where it just wasn't like that. So I don't know. I wish the best of Filoni. I hope he does good. I'm not that I don't have faith in him, because I just hope that I need to not believe the hype on the internet where the next 7 movies are all going to be based around Ahsoka and his takes from the Clone Wars, his baby. Because for Andy's knowledge, Ahsoka is his baby. People hated Ahsoka.
Yeah.
She was a whinger when she first came into the series as
Clone Wars movie.
Oh man, Snip sucked.
She was hated.
There's a tag. Snip sucks. Andy will not understand what I just said. It's not an in-joke. It's a Star Wars joke. Ahsoka was hated, and then she developed, and the story changed. She was one of the most hated characters, because she's probably like you. And I don't mean this as a thing against Jake. I'm talking about the character of Anakin in Phantom Menace. Really kind of whiny, and that's how it was written. This is no shade against Jake.
Luke was whiny. Luke is actually really fucking whiny.
Luke is quite whiny.
But
he was real. He was very whiny. And again, watch the go find the clip of the other guy that was up for the role. He was so much better. Again, Jake, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, man. He's still alive, yeah. I'm pretty sure. No, there was a lot of depression, and there was a lot of just not a great life for that poor bloke. But again, I don't know. And again, it comes down to George. George's writing. George is not the best writer. He's not the best character actor. Like in regard to concept, in regards to visuals, in regards to a universe, brilliant filmmaker. Look at Indiana Jones. And then Stephen Lawrence Kasdan went, here, let's fine tune. Let's nut it down a little bit. Indy, let's do it. Let's just condense. Still George's story. Indy, greatest other character. Harrison Ford, legend. But, they took it away and went, hey, George, let's do this. And again, I don't know. I hope Filoni can not save it, because it's not like it's damage. And I guess that's probably my take.
It's not.
Star Wars isn't damaged. Rich has said it in this. We spent the last hour and 20 minutes talking about Star Wars, and we're not. Some of us are massive Star Wars fans, and some of us are just fans. And again, it's such a divisive
I'm casual.
fan base.
I'll be
that's a great way of putting it.
Casual
Casual fan of Star Wars, and that's exactly it. And again, I mean, I've watched everything almost. Rich has watched everything multiple times, so I hope Filoni can push it to a different realm, to somewhere even greater, because I still want to see the stories, and I think the High Republic one's really a great way to separate from the Skywalker saga-ness, and then go and say, here's a new story in Galaxy. Let's go and look at it. Because again, the coolest thing in Star Wars will always be Jedis and Sith with lightsabers, right? Lightsaber fighting is going to be amazing. And again, where they are in regards to choreography, and where they are in regards to wire work, and what they can do with the choreography, with action scenes and fights with lightsabers now, fuck me. That'll be mad. That would be amazing to see. I think I've only sworn twice. I've been good. All right, boys, any last thoughts in regards to what's happening with Star Wars? I think, sorry, guys, what are your feelings? What do you reckon? Rich, what do you reckon? Do you think we're in a good place? Do you think we're going to be in a good place with Filoni in charge of Star Wars?
I reckon we're in a good place. Mando showed that he can do live action. He can do stuff like that. He had done a lot of animated, and with that, he even proved himself from the Clone Wars movies and the whole Clone Wars to the end, to Rebels. And the stories that he came out of that were unbelievable. So as per storytelling, he's good. He's great. And I think he'll push it further. And I think all we need is just, as we said, just step away from Skywalker. just step in a different timeline, different part of the universe, and go like that, and we should be fine. I'm happy and can't wait to see the next movie, Mando and Grogu.
Nice,
See if
man. We're
it's
doing it in
anything
May.
a little bit of it. Yeah. So we'll see
Eddie.
how we go. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rich, I cut you off. Sorry, man.
No. That was fine. I was
Andy,
just
what do you
saying, see
reckon?
how we go.
Are we convincing you to watch more Star Wars movies, animation, TV shows, and other all the above?
Look. In all honesty, rewatching Force Awakens, like I said, I had sympathy for that Rey character, and I felt something, which was good, and that's what was missing for me after rewatching the original trilogy. I was like, "Fuck, I don't feel like the way I used to." So I don't know. To be honest, I rewatched the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I thought, "Fuck, this is awesome. This is so much better than anything Star Wars has put out in the last fucking 20 years." It just is for me. But that's what I want. I guess I think I have to accept the fact for me that I don't know if I'll get that feeling back with Star Wars, and it remains to be seen.
Cool. I'm hopefully optimistic. I'm really looking forward to at least seeing the Mando and Grogu trailer coming out tomorrow. I really hope, I think we touched on a little bit earlier, the nostalgia around it from the teaser trailer for the trailer already got me more than the 30-second or the 42-second spot in the Super Bowl. So I'm already a little bit more excited. And I have hopes that it's going to be really good. And again, I'm looking forward to Starfighter. I know nothing about it. It's got Gosling, and Gosling's mad. And yes, we will go see Project Hail Mary just to embrace the Andy Weir book. But yeah, okay.
Just to add one more thing.
Yeah, man, go for it. I didn't even talk about Favreau. I meant to talk about Favreau an hour and a half ago, and didn't even talk about Jon Favreau, the greatest director ever. Only because he's involved with Star Wars and he started the MCU. John, you're a legend. And you did Swingers, one of my favorite movies of all time. Swingers is great. So, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm actually more excited for the original releases of the original trilogy than any new Star Wars movie. in my opinion. without the CGI, because it looks so out of place. Yeah, I'd like to see the original movies as they were intended in 4K. That's fine, but yeah, that's what I'll be looking forward to.
In 4K. Okay, man. Talking about 4K. Sorry, Richard, go for it, man.
Yeah, we haven't talked about a lot of stuff. I can tell you that we haven't talked about Thrawn, Boba Fett, the Empire.
Okay, I think we need we need
a part 2.
How about we do a part 2 and we talk about the TV series, because that'll lead us. That'll allow us to focus on Book of Boba, Thrawn. I guess we could read a book as well. I have them all on my Audible. Get it on Audible, man. There's 3 books you should have a look at in regards to Thrawn. That'd be awesome, and it'll make more sense. Greatest tactician in the galaxy, but let's leave it at that. All right, I think we need to do a part 2 because that is so true. Maybe we just focus on the TV shows, and again, we have to force Andy to watch a little bit. Maybe we just find I'm going to scour the internet once again. I'm going to find a list of important episodes and maybe the Mandoverse to maybe focus on. That might allow you to see at least, or get the understanding around a really finite actual story. Maybe just condense it down so it's a little bit easier to grasp around instead of having to watch everything of everything. Because yeah, there's like, what are we looking at? 47, 50 episodes of TV to look at, including animated. So yeah, let's pull a list and we'll put that. Yeah, there's a lot to look at, and that's just them on its own. So I'm going to find a highlight list for you. Let's have a look at, that's our main topic. So again, hope everyone had a bit of a thought through that. So if you want to leave any comments in regards to your take, do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think we're crazy? Do you think one of us is more correct than the other? Please leave a comment. and just let us know your thoughts. And this may help us expand the conversation for the next one. I think a part 2 is really needed. Guys, the next part, and again, we're coming to the end, obviously, of our first podcast. What we're going to look at is physical media corner. Now, what this means to us is the boys are collectors. So again, we're looking at 4K media, so UHD Blu-rays. We're talking about vinyls in regards to our love of movies, TV series, and video games. So every week, I'm going to ask the boys to show us what is that physical piece of media that they've gotten this week, or within, a couple of weeks, depending on how we do it. If it's been a slow week and there's
A lot of pre-orders at the moment.
There's a lot of pre-orders coming. So again, we may have to stretch it out every week in regards to the physical media corner. But again, Rich, what's coming the post this week, man?
Hey, Minority Report.
This
The
leads
one
to
that
another
freaked us out.
conversation, man. Oh, so much to talk about once again. Okay.
Again, I'm looking forward to this. It's 4K,
Okay.
it's Steven Spielberg, sci-fi.
Have you opened it yet? You
Can't
haven't
wait
opened
to
it
watch
yet.
it.
No, man.
No, I
plastic's
haven't
still
opened it
on,
yet.
It's shiny. It's glistening.
Still
I
on
can
there.
see the reflections.
Still on there.
No, man.
I think
That's
the MCU's on top of this right now, so I'll get to it hopefully the next week or so.
man. Tell me the week
and-
you're gonna watch it, and I'll watch it too. Well, we'll save that for the
And
end.
I've-
Hold on. Let's have a think.
And
We'll put
and
that
a
on
whole
pause.
bunch from
Is that
thrifting.
grown-ups 1 or
So,
2? Grown-ups.
One,
You got both.
2, and I got Steve Jobs. All for $3 each. Why not? Sell those.
Nice. Excellent.
But yeah, looking forward to watching them.
Awesome, man.
Nice.
Andy, my friend, what's been in the
I've
mailbox
got
for you, man?
Got a few, a couple courtesy of Rich right there. So I've got 4K version of Boogie Nights. It's a movie I haven't seen in a while, but it's a pretty cool cover. A bit full on. I've got Edward Scissorhands.
That is not a
another
movie
movie I haven't seen for a while.
It's not one I can see you watching because it's the burden, because
I
it's
like
the
that-
Depp, or just because it is.
I
Well, we're
like
known
Tim
for
Burton.
this. I know everyone loves Tim Burton until you don't. Like,
Nah,
it's been a while. It's been a
love
while.
his movies.
yeah.
So my soundbar's out of action, so I'm waiting for it to come back before I start opening shit up, watching stuff. I've got this House Party 4K Criterion version, classic. I think I first watched this back in 91 when I was 13.
Wow.
So it shows my age. Classic.
Very nice. For
and-
the podcast audience, the cover of House Party is a artistic, what would you put, an oil painting of the dance sequence. If you're a House Party fan, that's famous for Kid and Play, and it looks actually amazing. So again, for people who can't see it, I might chuck it in a post somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll put it on Instagram. I'll put it on Instagram. Actually, you've already got it on Instagram. So in the Collector 4K, if you go and follow on Instagram, you will see a couple images of the art of what we're talking about right now.
We'll repost it.
Yeah. Let's repost it. We'll post it on the Hype Check pod as well. Kubrick.
Ooh, eyes wide shut.
So this is a freebie courtesy of Amazon. They fucked up my order as usual, so I got it for free. So, and it's
They
very
just sent your
apt,
eyes
you
wide
know.
shut at it. Every movie they could have. They just went, hey, have this one. You can't move Kubrick
Well, yeah,
movies.
I'm not on the Epstein files, but very of the times. Like I think he was very ahead of his time. Won't say anymore. But it's an interesting movie. Let's put it that way. Cool. That's it.
Nice. Awesome. I have nothing because I don't collect anything physically. So I am a digital bandit. Everything's a download across multiple services. And yeah, my wife told me I need to cut one of them because I have too many. Got to stop. So I got to just intertwine and cut between. So that's what I rented The Running Man on this week. So not physical at all. Cool. So for
How
the
much
very
you pay
last
for that?
part, $6.99 rent. I didn't buy it.
That's pretty good.
I'd
Yeah.
rather get it physical than right. If it's my problem is I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it. So I thought I'll look at it. You guys said it would be good, and again, I took that on board because you guys know what I like most of the time, unless I freak out with something I don't. But it was more of going, I could pretty much trust that it's going to be good no matter what, because you guys said you'll enjoy it. So I really did. So yeah, I hired it. So, but again,
I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Yeah, same. And again, like we said at the very beginning, when your internet dropped, really surprised at the negativity around the movie when it came out to compare to how we've all taken it. We've all enjoyed it. Like, is it the greatest movie ever made? No. Is it the greatest adaptation of a Stephen King novel?
Yeah, Running Man wasn't the greatest movie.
But
ever.
it was, but it's Arnie, and that was why I loved it.
Yeah.
But this was a really good take, and it's probably more faithful to the novel that it was. So hey, that's cool. Again, let me know, is it actually very much a good representation of the book in the comments? Last thing for us is, as you probably caught on through probably not this episode as much as the ones that'll follow, I don't watch many movies anymore. It's been a long time. I use my child as an excuse, but I am playing way too much Call of Duty. So I'm Prestige 9, almost Prestige.
Oh my God.
Yep. So that's way too many levels of Call of Duty. And one of the things that really pushed us to get together to do this podcast and do this channel in general was every time we go to the pub, the boys are always talking about TV shows and movies and something really good. And I don't watch a lot of them. And they're like, what do you mean you haven't seen it? So this part of every episode, what we're going to do is I'm going to ask the boys to give me a recommendation. Now they can give me 2 separate ones. They can sit there and vote and say, hey, watch this. But again, I'm going to throw out to you guys, what is something I should watch this week? So when we get to what you've been watching, next week's episode, I can actually talk about the recommendation you guys have made. So, Rich, what do you reckon I should watch this week, man? I watched Tron Aries, so I'm good. Hey?
Yeah, you watched Tron Aries,
I
so
watched
maybe
Tron
Anaconda.
Aries and The Running Man, so I'm ahead this year than I have been in the last 7.
Yeah, I reckon maybe Anaconda, because
Seriously,
Andy and
Jack
I've already
Black?
watched it.
Oh, man, that pained me.
Ooh, I don't know.
Maybe. Okay, Andy, you got a recommendation that could trump the Anaconda? Because you watched it this week as well. Say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We'll save that for a little bit later. Let's do that closer to Cliff Booth. Let's save that closer to. Hopefully we could do it, and hopefully we can get together and actually go see it in the cinema.
I think
So
you
I'm
might
going to save that for the
enjoy-
week of.
Sorry, man.
No,
I
that's
was
all
going to say you might enjoy The Rip on Netflix.
Is that the Matt Damon and Affleck? Yeah, that looks
Yeah.
pretty good. Rich, do you mind if I
That's
bring it
okay.
through and
That's
take the
good.
Rip?
Yeah, Rip.
That's
Rip
2
is
actors
good.
I can
And
deal with. The Rip's all right.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
that's good. And something that we both have to watch is Predator Badlands, so you can actually talk about
You
it.
started it, didn't you, Gelfie? You did the first 10 minutes, didn't you?
I
I can
turned
do
it
that.
off.
It is on Disney Plus, so I don't
Disney
have to
Plus.
rent that. Oh, they're both on. Aren't they both Disney Plus? Is the Rip Disney?
I should force myself to
No.
watch it.
What's
The
the Rip?
Rip's on Netflix.
Ah, that's all right.
Netflix.
Yep.
Yeah.
It too. This week anyway. Till my wife says no more.
You're gonna
I
make me
actually
watch
should watch
Badlands,
it.
eh?
Okay, so we got to
Badlands.
do. Okay, let's do 2 this week. I will commit to watching Predator Badlands. Don't worry, I have been looking at it. It's the shortest movie of the selection that we've had this week, where I've sat there and gone, "Oh, that's shorter than everything else." I think it's just under 2 hours. And The Rip. Okay, I'm going to commit to watching that, and I will bring that up in our next episode, which is hopefully going to air every Tuesday. So again, next Tuesday, and it'll probably be on YouTube and podcast services on the Wednesday. So again, we're recording this live now, and then we'll post it probably the day after. So it'll usually be live on podcast services, YouTube, maybe Twitch. Haven't really told Andy that, but we're thinking about putting it on Twitch as well. So Gelfie, Twitch. And again, that'll be every Wednesday each week. Again, thank you for spending the last, 1 hour and 37 minutes with it, 30-ish. I'd say an hour and a half with us. Really appreciate everyone watching. Please like, subscribe. Like I said, leave a comment. Please interact with the channel. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't like. Did the format work? Should we do another Star Wars episode? Should we do another 5? Should we do an MCU episode? Should we talk about Minority Report and Disclosure Day? That would be a good one. That'll be a good one. Let's do Spielberg sci-fis. That'll be a really good episode. But again, We really appreciate everyone's time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And again, everyone, we will see you next week. Thanks, everyone. See ya.